All right, welcome back. Brett here with ClickMill. So in this video, I want to tell you a story about a camp I went to. So I was volunteering as the youth pastor, basically the youth ministry leader of the church I had grown up at in between years at my Christian college, so over a summer, first summer out of Christian college. And the guy running the youth group, and I was supporting him, decided to take the kids to a camp in, I think, Colorado. I'm not really sure. I don't remember, but wherever we were up in some mountains. And it was kind of dull, you know, like it was a little over programmed, if you know what that means. It's just like it's kind of fake because there's so much going on. And, the bunch of us, because, there was probably like 50 of us and kids I grew up with and everything. But we were having a great time outside of the classes. The classes were kind of dull. And, we just kept talking about don't waste time. You need to know Jesus because you don't know how much time you have left. And I was like, man, this is kind of dreary, kind of dark. Um, and it wasn't really registering. Well, anyway, in the afternoons, we would go down the mountain, a little drive into this little quaint downtown area with shops and all this stuff. And then we were down there one day and we broke off into our little groups and we're wandering around the town. I was in like high school. Well, we were walking and I looked over and I just remember seeing this huge cliff. And I was like, dang, that is a cool looking cliff. Cause we're just walking. There's like shops over here that we're going through and buying little knickknacks. And I look over here across and there's like a park with some picnic tables and there's just this huge cliff. And I remember, seeing another youth group that was at this camp also over there. I'd maybe seen them around a little bit. There's a couple of people climbing the cliff. And I was thinking to myself, there's like two kids climbing this cliff, but I remember thinking to myself, like, man, I want to go over there. I want to climb the cliff with them. That's awesome. And so go about, my day and finish the afternoon with my friends there. And we go there so we go back to camp and that evening, something's weird. Something's really weird. And it's eerie. The atmosphere of the whole place is the camp is just totally off. And so we go into this evening Bible study meeting, and there's there's probably like 300 or 400 kids at this thing total. It was a bunch of youth groups, and they didn't do worship, and this guy just comes to the front and just says that there were these two young guys, younger than me, middle school, I think, climbing a cliff in town, and one was above the other, and the one on top pulled a rock loose, and it fell, and it hit the kid underneath in the head, and he died instantly. And these kids are sixth, seventh, eighth grade is middle school in the US, so something like that. But I had seen them. I saw them climbing the cliff that afternoon. Just, I mean, moments, I guess, before that happened. Um, and what they did then was they continued to say that this it was very interesting. Obviously, God was moving at the camp, but they continued to say the same message, which was, you don't know how much time that you have left. And they said that that kid that died, they said he was a Christian, so he's going to be with Jesus. And then of course, every unsaved person at the camp went up, and it was huge. Everybody obviously at that point gave their life to Christ because that hit pretty hard. Um, but the same is true with you and me already being Christians. Um, we don't know how much time we have left. We assume we've got plenty of time left, but who knows? You might meet Jesus tomorrow. I might meet Jesus tomorrow. What did I do with my time? What did I do with the gifts that God gave me and the resources he gave me? Am I going to show up, even especially if I show up early and have some good answers? Like, well, Jesus, I feel like I got cheated here. I was supposed to have 40 years left or 50 years left. Like, but with the time you gave me, this is what I was able to do, you know? and I did my best to do the things that I thought you were leading me to. Well done, my good and faithful servant, and so again, um, not only is time limited, but it can be way more limited than you think it is. And death, like in the case of that kid at camp that I experienced, it can come early. And if you don't think that I like, we're talking about a course on this, and this is like one of the things with these decision making courses and these how to organize your thoughts and the mentality you have to live the type of high performance Christian lifestyle. This isn't like a thing you listen to once and then you don't take with you. The goal is that you actually take this with you and you think about it every day. Because I think about it every day. And if you don't believe me, I have this for you. Weeks of my life. Uh, so those little dots are weeks. And if I live to be 88 years old, that's how much I have left. So I'm about 1/3 done with my 88-year life. I think that's just a statistical average, but seriously, what if it comes early? Well, there's no guarantee I'm making it to here. I might make it to here. And that's all I got left. I have urgency. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to try to do more than I can do in my own power. I'm only going to try to do my best. And we talk about that in a lot of videos. At the same time, I'm going to push it to my best. I'm not going to leave, as a poker analogy, I'm not going to leave any chips on the table. I'm going to use everything I've got because that's the type of answer I want to give, especially if I'm meeting Christ sooner than I think, because I don't have as much time, which is a resource. I don't have as much time as I might think. I mean, who knows? Maybe I do. Maybe I live to be 119, and I got tons of time. But I don't know. So I'm not going to assume it. And for any of you wondering, this was a Christmas gift, which is very dark. I don't remember, my sister-in-law gave this to me, but yeah, this hangs in my office right behind my camera where I can see it every day. So that's how serious I take this. And I would encourage you to also begin taking this sort of thought process seriously. So thank you for being in this video. And in the next video, we're going to go into another story. So I know that these aren't particularly exciting stories or course, but I think that this can really change, because it's changed. These experiences and some of the books that I've read on this subject are really impactful to how you choose to live your life. And it can make you willing to do things when you keep death and meeting Christ, which is life, but when you keep this kind of death at the forefront, you reason backwards. Most people reason from today, and death is a far off thought and it never occurs to them. But when you think about death today, you're making different choices. And it enables you to make hard choices that other people are not willing to make. So you get to have the results and the fruit that other people won't have. So please continue with me. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you for being here. See you there.